Welcome, Ji. Let's start Kotlin tutorial. So today again I am going to continue on the reactive stream programming in Kotlin via asynchronous flow. So today our objective is to check how Kotlin flow offer to handle exceptions. If let's key while collecting data, while processing some value, we got some exception. So how we can handle exception? What are the way Kotlin offer you can handle exception? The reality is that whenever you are working on the real project, always we have to do in the exception case. Always not we are getting the always success scenario. Flow run successfully. Always we have to consider what happen if we are getting some exception. Your program completely terminated or you have to handle somewhere. So the exception handling is a very key parameter in the real applications. So let us evaluate how Kotlin in a flow asynchronous programming offer you to handle exception. So uh, flow exceptions handling. Flow a collection can be completed with exception when an emitter or code inside the operator throw exception. Okay. So our flow original definition is a flow can be completed with success or can be failure. So till now we have discussed how successfully a data is flow is completed. But when exception occur, then how will handle? Okay, so there are several way to handle those exceptions in Kotlin. Okay, so first and basic principle, whatever the section of code, you assume this can throw exception. Okay, just those set of code just bound in the try block, okay, and try block, and whenever the particular exception throw, just you manage one catch block. And here whatever exception come you are handling, and here you are deciding what kind of message I want to convey by the end user. So first and basic simple principle, Kotlin offer as a standard Kotlin try catch block. Okay, so let's look a simple example and try how we can throw some exceptions and how we'll catch. Let's say we have a main, and here we have one simple function. Okay, that simple and that just flow flow through flow builder. We can just make this one dot five element. Okay, and emit the value I. Okay, and before emitting, let's just print. Okay, emit emitting. Okay, okay. So, and let's run your simple, and this is the we are getting a flow, and we have a collect, and collector we have options, whatever value So he collect whenever you are invoking any uh, flow, we have to need some kind. You need a coroutine scope. Okay? And now we are getting those, and here whatever the value we are getting, and just getting those values. What? Okay. Yes, got it. Okay, and we have to just say whatever value receive, just print along those values like received. So this is the success scenario. Whatever data flow are emitting the same data we are here collecting. There is no any exceptions, and all the values are your emitting and receiving, emitting and receiving. Not what happened. Let's during receiving. So let's we add some checks. Some like here is a check functions. Let's see receive value less than or equal to let's see 3. Then I want to throw some exception. Throw error on let's see whatever the value come let's see value. So if here we have just manually throw some exception, and let's what happen now. We are receiving. We are receiving one, 2, 3, 4 value less than or equal to 3. We are getting, and before that, what happened? We are getting exception, and now let's see. After that, we have a some like uh, next work, next setup work. Uh, this should be somewhere. Let's keep this flow completed. After we are going to start next setup work. Going next setup works, and if you run, we are from here something unwanted exception flow come, and we are not able to start our next working. So simplest way, just whatever the code you have, just bound inside your try class. Playbook and the catch, whatever exception you are getting, say like print and catch, and catch, catch, let's give it value, what value we are getting. Whatever the simple code, just put inside your block here. And now we just run this value and test. Yes, let's start it. And now we observe oh, whatever success we are getting, okay. But if any exception occur, we are just handle the exception and throw the proper message and again continue my next step so that our applications can decide what kind of message you want to go or continue. So this is the system through exception. code through exception, but you are handling those exceptions and giving graceful messages. Now we are not able to further proceed in a set of box. So these are the basic simplest way to uh, handle try catch loss. Whatever the set of code you have written, if this throw some exception here, if this is the one Kotlin function like check, wherever this condition true, they throw with exception with this message. Okay, and now if so, and after that they are not going to continue your stream. They are not going to know again to get emitting data. Instead, just jump out to here, and here printing your exception is caught. So simplest way, just wrap your code inside a try block and make a catch block, and whatever exception you are getting, you can call. And after that, you continue your set of blocks, whatever you want. So let us. This is the simplest way. Now Kotlin offer some additional operator for handling this. No. So emitter, which are emitting the code, the emitter can use catch operator. There is a catch operator that preserve the exception transparency and allow encapsulation of its exception handling. The body of catch operator can analyze an exception and react to it in a different way depending upon the what kind of exceptions we got. So this is the kind of one catch operator provided by Kotlin. Here, whatever exception you are getting as a those object, and here you decide what kind of object you are getting. Accordingly, you can throw exceptions or what kind of a treatment you want to give. So exception can be rethrown using the throw keywords, or exception can be turned into the emission of value using the emit. You want to just emit the value. This is kind of exception is kind of considered as a one simple value from the body of your cache. Our exception can be ignored, yeah, logged, yeah, process some other code, whatever you want. So here, cache operator offer a place for developer so that developer can take a decision. They are throwing exception, handling exception, taking some message. Okay, and let's look same example. How so? First things we should know the cache is a intermediate operator. Okay, so honoring exception transparency catch only upstream exception. The exception is from all the operator evoked of the cache. Let's in this our example. Okay, we have a like one flow simple, and then we catch, and this is the intermediate operator. So until you are not writing code like collect, they are not going to do any action. They are not going to receiving any value from flow. So first things we should know that we have to this no catch is the intermediate operator. If you are applying catch somewhere, please be sure you have to use some terminal operator. That's the example here. Simply instead of this, let's key now we are going not try catch block. Let's we are going to the now we have a simple of flow, and then you can say catch, and whatever message you want, whatever you are getting here, catch exception with message, whatever the we are getting receiving message, and after that you have to correct and correct whatever the value you are getting, just printing those value. So in this is the way one kind of simplest way Kotlin offers in the flow. Let run then observe what would be out. And you observe, we are getting all the emitted value and we are getting less. But in this case, in this code, we are not throwing any kind of exception. Okay, we are not. Let's key throw exception. Let's key we assume let's key value less than equal to 2. Then just throw uh, so exception some on value we excuse me, and let's again run it. And let's observe key what kind of this catch handler are handling our code. And now what happened? They are 1, 2, 3, and after that exception throw. But we are not saying here going to continue. That means this catch block is not executed. So how? So same thing here. Uh, caught message is not printed despite using the your terminal catch operator. So we are using catch, but this catch is not executing. Okay. So we have to again think how Kotlin say how we can use it. Okay. We have to think like this way. So we since this approach is known as a your declarative approach. What have you learned about try catch? That is an imperative way to handle your exception, and this is your declarative way. On the flow, you are saying declare. So what happens? Catch operator will desire to handle all exception by moving the body of your collect operator into the on it and putting before the catch operator. So catch operator say I am eligible to handling all exceptions that are occur before my upstream. If something happen, something unwanted happen up on a upstream, then we are able to handle. But after that, if something happen unwanted here, we are not able to catch. So catch block is only handle those exceptions that are occur in upstream, right? So in our code here, after that there is no any block which throwing exception. They are our downstreams are throwing exception. So we have to move like whatever the code. This is another method like on each sake. You just don't write this instead of simply write dot correct. And now whatever the code inside this, just do right here. Now catch have a some upstream. If this operator throws some exception, catch is able to handle. Now let's run. Okay, it should yes. You notice they are throw exception and now our catch block throw exception, throwing exception, and but we are able to handle here catch exception with message. Catch exception with message. So please be know these are the declarative way to handle exception, but these are the intermediate operator. After that, sure we have to use some kind of your terminal operator, and we have all the upper string. If through any kind of exception, this catch block are able to handle. So this is the way they are explaining here. Okay. So this is the on it, and this is the catch, and this is the collect. If something happen or throw exception from upstream, then this catch operator are able to handle. And catch is intermediate operator, so we must use to start collecting data is the terminal operator. So let's whenever our flow complete, whenever. So when a flow completes, flow collection completes two cases, maybe normally successful completion or with exceptional completion. It may need to execute an action. Sometime I want if let's our flow is completed, and then I want to say some message. All the flow completed successfully or flow with exceptional. So as you may notice, we have an option, okay, in a both way. You can do in the imperative way as well as in the declarative way. In imperative way, we are discussing your try catch block, and declarative way like stream.catch. Then both have options ki you can finally give some message if this is done, not done, or what kind of try catch. We have a try finally block as well as. So you have options. Let's in the imperative style. Okay. So in imperative style. So in addition to try catch, collector can also use a finally block. So here you can use a try and finally. Finally block is always executed if something any error occur or not occur. Let's example. Let's here we are saying another function like from simple let's do and here simply say you are like a return one dot as a flow builder. So this is our function. Now let's here say simple one dot collect and you are just printing. It's well. Okay. Let's just not collecting anything. They are not doing anything. And if you run it, it will just simply print the number 123. But I want to give some message key this is done successfully or something. So generally what happened in the imperative way, we just write a try and just make an write a finally block here say printed and done. Done. If you run it, so this collect function maybe throw exception or not throw exception. In both case, we are are able to give us a message. Done. And similarly, this is the your way of your imperative, and similarly you can do in the your declarative way. So for declarative approach, we have another operator lower on completions, the intermediate operator, which is invoked when the flow has completed. Okay, so let's get this is one flow. Whenever flow complete, all the value are collected. After that, this on completion operators are executed. So let us here like we have as one dot say collect print we are printing whatever the value we are printing and here we have option on completion and here you can write your message success successfully. So if you run here you are getting like done. So this is the your okay. So this is your imperative way. You just write a finally block. Similarly in control Z whatever. Okay. In the declarative control Z whatever. Okay. So in declarative way, we have to write your use another operator on completion. This is also intermediate, and this is the normal in the imperative way we are writing finally block. Okay. So let us add what the other benefits we can get from your on completions operator. The key advantage of on completer is a nullable or throwable parameter. So this will receive one input parameter, okay, and that is a throwable, okay, and from this object we can determine whether the flow collection is completed normally or exceptionally. Okay, whenever whatever the object on the completions we are receiving, we can check this is a null. That means ki our flow is completed successfully. If this is not null, then flow is completed with exceptionally. So we have a developer have a handler. We want to give some error message, a success message, or both. Okay, and simple example here. So let us write another just comment out. So another function that's on throw simple just two and flow and let's they emit some data like one and with data like two. Let's I can throw some random exception. Okay, throw some random exception. Okay. So whenever we are going to simple two and collect print ln value, and if let's we want to like catch it, so dot catch catch return let's key catch here uh, it whatever the object we are getting, and here on completion and whatever the uh, uh, calls or object we are getting, we have options. Here you can see if your calls not equal to null, and then what to else, what to print complete with exception, exception. Okay, completed with exception, like your calls are completed with success. Success. So here on completion we have count in the finally block we have not any options. You can say success method or failure message. Always give the same kind of message. But here on the completion we have options. We are getting the throwable object, and from that we can decide if this is a null or not null. Not null is, and if you run it and you notice that all the your flow is completed with success. Or runtime exception cancel if flow is completed with exception. And let's keep our emitter not through any exception. Then we can see flow is completed with success. flow is completed with success. So here we have a control on completion offer some additional advantage compared to the finally block. Finally block, we're not receiving any kind of object. Okay, in finally block, we're not receiving any kind of object. We are just printing some message, maybe success, or in the case of failure. Your flow is completed successfully or with failure, we are not able to identify. But in the Kotlin, on completions, we have a handler. We have a table object. If something through, then we have a those handler available in the cache block, and even same handler available in the it block. So this is the whatever exceptions you are catching, those exceptions already available on your on completion as well. Okay. So this is the kind of added benefit we are getting on completion. So on completion operator, unlike a cache, does not handle exception. This is the major difference. If you're talking about this cache operator, also have a throwable object, and on completion also have a throwable object. But cache have a capability to handle those exceptions. And after that, take a decision. You can propagate or handle or ignore. But in the case of on completions, you have a handler, we have a throwable object, but we cannot handle the exception. Here you cannot stop or ignore. So we can see from the example, the exception still flow the downstream. Here you are getting exception, but after that again going to the cache block. So here they on completion block is not going to handle exception. Just print out the some messages, but those exceptions are again go to the handle by your cache block. So please be ensure on completion just is a place where you want to see your caller method now complete flow is completed successfully or with exception. But in the case of cache block, is a getting object, and here they have developer have options. We can handle the exceptions. Okay, so these kind of on completions and cache operator have some differences. So cache operator is used for your handling exception, and on completion is used for just deciding when our flow is completed with exceptional or with success message. So hope it will help you to handle exceptions. Simplest way, try catch. You have a try block and you associate it with the catch block, or you can associate with the final block. Okay, if any unwanted exception occur, control goes to the your this is the try block, this is the catch block, this is your final block. And whenever this after that, whenever your cache handle, after control goes to the final block. And might be case we are not receiving any kind of exception. That is after that the control directly jump to the final block. In both cases, your set of code generate exceptions or not generate exception. Finally, block always execute. That is the in the imperative way of your exception handling. And in the case of declarative way, we have options. Simply you want a catch operator, okay, and whatever message you want to do, just give here, and you are getting your error object here. And our on completions for final you like on completion object. Here we have an object and whatever message you want to give. The both on completion and catch have an exceptional object what the exception is doing. But on completion, not handling exception, just giving the message. Catch operators are handle exceptions. And both are your intermediate operator. If you want to they perform your actions, this set of lambda should be executed, you must use the terminal operator so that your flow can be started. So these are the by default your support kind of a lazy evaluation. Until the flow is not started, nothing happen and on completion, nothing happen in the cache. when flow is started with the terminal operator. After that, check if any up in the upstream, any kind of exception occur, cache block handle. Okay, if there is no exception handle in upper block, cache block is not handled. If you are getting some exception in your downstream, cache block cannot handle. So this is one kind of limitation. You try to use cache operator as before just terminal operator. So that on the above all the set of operator, whatever you use filter, map, on each and everything, any block some exception so that cache block can handle. Okay, so hope it will help you to know how Kotlin offer exception handling. Very simplest way they just add you two operator. One for exception handling, catch operator for giving the final message even your flow is completed and not completed on completions. Okay, and both are the intermediate operator. Again, if you want to play with that, just try to write some simple example and code and test the flow, try catch, finally, or catch operator or on completion operator, and then you feel comfortable okay, how the Kotlin offer the very simplest way to manage your exception handling. So from this note, I am just saying uh, again here I am like to say thank you for watching this video.